Hello everyone, welcome to the 47th tutorial in the series of Complete Guide to ReactJS. In this tutorial, we are going to see how to use ref in ReactJS. Before getting into the topic in code, I want to show a website. Say for example, I am taking the Google homepage itself, and over here I am going to explain why I am going to use ref in ReactJS. I've loaded this website, Google homepage, and you can see that I was typed some text box, but right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload this page. So once this page is getting reloaded, you can see the cursor is automatically gets into the search text box. I don't have to click on the search text box and then I have to type it. By default it is already getting typed, and by default it is already the cursor is being placed inside the text box. This is what we can able to achieve in ref in React.js. So one more time, I'm just going to reload the page so that I can show you. I've reloaded the page and you can see inside Google website, like the cursor is being already placed without I have go over here and click on it. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get inside the code, Visio code, and I'm going to create a folder inside source, and I'm going to name it as comp. Inside comp folder, I'm going to create another file, and I'm going to keep it the name as ref components.js. And inside ref components.js, I'm going to use RCC the code snippet to generate the class components, and I'm also going to create a constructor on the same. So we have a code snippet called con to generate the constructor. Perfect. So right now what I'm going to do is I have created this components and I'm planning to import this component inside my app.js. So at first what I'm going to do is I'm going to write some import statements and import ref from, and inside from there is two quotes, and the folder that we have created has to be placed over here. So for that I have to write dot slash comp is the folder name, and inside comp folder we have created the ref components, and I'm going to call the same over here. And inside ref components.js, just right now I'm going to hard code some value like this to make sure everything is right. Save it. Going to take a look at the browser. Ref components is getting populated. Perfect. So everything is coming perfect from this file. So now we'll go ahead and create a ref components. So there are three steps involved in it. At first, I have to create a variable. So what I am going to do is I am going to create a variable name as username. I'll make small user name equal to, and over here I'm going to create a ref. And now what I'll be creating is I have to write a React class object. React dot create ref is a method, and hence it should be open braces and close parenthesis, and this would create a React reference for you. So once this reference has been created, it has to be used in the web page wherever the particular element you want. So at first what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a label, and after label I have to close that tag as well, and going to mention it as user name colon. And after this what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a input type text box like this, and over here it's going to be a type which is equal to text. then only it would show you the text box. And I am going to make that reference whichever that we have created to get referred. For that, what I used to do is I have to write ref over here and open braces and close braces. Inside in open braces and the close braces, what I have to write is I have to use the reference name whichever I have created, like this. And once it is created, what I have to do is I have to do the third step over here. Before getting into the third step, we'll see the browser and see whether the username is populated. Yes, the username is populated and the text box is also populated. But right now, by default, the cursor is not present inside the text box. Only if I click on the text box right now and then type the content, you can see the contents are getting typed. And once you do the refresh, the value get vanished, and you can see that the cursor is still not there inside the text box. And even if you type right now, nothing is there. You have to go ahead, click on this text box, and then you have to type it. So we will finish the third step over here. The third step is nothing but you have to write a component did mount method. So when this component did mount method would be created, so this is the last method of the mounting phase, and we have discussed in the previous tutorial. So inside this component did mount, what I am going to do is whatever the reference that I have created, that is nothing but this dot username, and this reference will have a object, and that object is nothing but current, and this object should be focus. And we have a method called focus and clicking on save. So this is the third step. And I'm going to take a look at the browser. You can see once I get into the browser, after username, inside the text box, the cursor is already present. So now, right now I'm going to type it. So whatever I am typing, it is appearing inside the text box. So we have achieved a reference in this ReactJS tutorial. So I am also going to reload this page. Reloading the page, automatically the cursor comes to the text box, whichever that we have referred. One more thing I just want to post over here is how to get the values whichever that is typed inside the text box. So that's something that need to be done, right? So for that, what I am going to do is I am going to write one more button that is nothing but the element, and inside this element I am going to have an on click event which is going to be this dot click handler. So I am going to name this button as submit. And I also have to create a handler whichever that I have been referred over here. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a method like this, and I'm going to alert, and inside alert I'm going to write the values which we are going to use. For that, what I'm going to do is this dot username dot current dot value. So what I'm trying to achieve is after clicking the submit button, whatever the value that is present in the text box that will be displayed. In general, what we will be doing is, in general, we would be passing some name over here, and once click on the submit button, we would be taking the values, whatever it is present over here, by having a name attribute over here. Right now, we are using ref. So I'm going to save it and take a look at the browser. Automatically, the username cursor is being there. I'm going to type it. Once clicking on submit button, you can see whatever the content that is present is getting alerted. So by this way, you can send this value to the other web page or other website or service like that.